Right, we're back at York. We were supposed to start this one yesterday. I will explain why we didn't start yesterday in a minute, and so will Adam. Right, he's got a concrete pad. We're going to build off the pad. The pad is 3.6 by 3.6, but we're going to extend it to 4 metres. So by what we've done there, we put a row of our piles in there. So basically, this timber's going to sit on the pad. It's going to span across there, and it's going to hit the 4x3s that we normally use. This pad is not... What's the word I'm looking for? This pad has not got damp course. So we're going to put a layer of visqueen over the top of it to stop any damp coming through the floor. Height is of a premium here. Of course, we're building under permitted development. The customer is 2 metres tall, so we're going to try and squeeze a little bit more out of him and bring it right up to 2.5 so that we can get full internal height. That's why we're sitting directly on the pad. The timber's pressure treated, it'll be absolutely fine. Now, the importance of keeping the timber dry. The timber is kept dry for a reason. We don't want to sit the wet timber on the concrete because there's visqueen underneath. The timber's wet. What will happen then? We'll board the floor. The building will go up. It'll start to dry out. The water will have nowhere to go except up and through the floor. So it's really, really important that we keep the timber dry. You can see over there, Davey, the timber is now under visqueen. Yesterday, or the day before, sorry, the timber came. Adam will now tell you what happened with the timber and why we didn't start work yesterday. I had 4 people on site yesterday and we didn't start work. Why didn't we start work, Adam?
Because David forgot to cover it up with his screen.
That's not entirely true. The timber came and Adam put the timber on the front garden and off he went. Boxes of nails, screws, everything. Of course, it lashed it down and all the timber got soaked. So yesterday it was spent drying the timber out and airing it, and that's why it's got visqueen over it now today. It's not going to rain today, hopefully. So what... World's full of morons. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get the visqueen down. I'm going to show you how to build off a concrete base that you may already have and to extend it and build it.
Can you film us getting heckled, David? Getting heckled by neighbours.
Right, so we put the perimeter, which have extended it to 4x3. I'm shouting because I'm from Yorkshire and it's my voice and I shout. Alright, and I'm quite small as well, 4'8". Cheers, Liz.
And he's a P-Rick.
And I'm a P-Rick as well. Right, here we go. 4x3, it's treated. That's now made the base 4 metres by 4 metres. What we're going to do now, we're going to put visqueen over the top of this to stop any damp coming up through. There's a mini digger in the background, that's why I'm raising my voice. We're going to drop another 4x3 on that perimeter there, the 4x3 on that perimeter there, and then we're going to infill with 4x2 green treating, which is over there. That's the visqueen over there that we're going to put down to stop any damp coming through as well. What we're going to do, we're going to drop some brackets down as well. Are you off to throw me one, Adam? We're going to put a few of these brackets down now. The weight of the building itself will hold it down, but these brackets primarily are to keep the timbers pinned to the floor to stop any movement in the timbers. Like, because when the timber, although the timber is dry, if it dries out anymore, sometimes it can curl. But that will be screwed to the floor, that will be screwed to the side of the timber, and then we'll hold them at 400 spaces, and we will infill our insulation in them. So, like I say, I'm going to drop that visqueen off, I'm going to build the frame, and then we're going to board it with flooring. Right, so that's the perimeter in. Like I say, it's 4x3. Extended the base so that we've got a 4 metre by 4 metres, the pad with 3.6. I've used the brackets to screw it down to the floor. There you go, there's a bracket. I've used these, they used to be called thunderbolts, I don't know what they call them now. Concrete framing screw, that's what this brand is called. You just drill a 6mm hole and drive that straight into the floor. That'll hold that to the floor. And then I've used some 60mm screws just to hold that down. So what I've done as well, I've just took the kink out of the wood as well. There was a little kink in the wood, so that's straight now. That one's straight. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to get some 4x2 green. I'm going to drop some insulation in there at 400, and then I'm going to put a length of 4x2 green and screw it across with some noggins, and then same again and keep going across. It's quite a quick and easy way to do it, is this. Right, what we're doing then, so Adam's cutting the strips at 400, so I'm just literally placing them in, putting a 400 noggin in there, 400 noggin in there, and then Davey's cut the length of timber. What I'll do now is just push that tight to that. We're not using joist hangers on this occasion because there's absolutely no need. And what I'm going to do then, I'm going to fix them with some 250 screws, straight through there, 250 screw. 100mm screw in there, 100mm screws in there, 250 in end, and then I'll put a bracket just down the middle just to hold the timber down to the floor, and then we'll go on and keep going like that. Adam's cutting the 100mm over there. It's quite easy and quick, and obviously it's nice and flat. We've got a DPC down, the timber's dry, so we're all good. Right, that's insulation in, that's the timbering. It's 4x4 now, so all this is actually sat on the pad on top of the damp prep course. That bit there is floating because obviously that's on our rods and it's sat on the concrete, so we've only got about 300 which is actually floating, so that's absolutely fine. Again, same down that side. I've reversed the timbers that way because obviously we want a good, so that up to about there is sat on concrete and that bit's floating, but obviously it's fixed in there with 250 screws. So that's it. That's your regular base now. We're just going to crack on as normal. It's a little bit different, this one. It's going to have a bit of a bigger roof overhang. It's going to have a screen on that side there, bifold doors sliding there, meter window there, and it will also have a corner detail window as well, and a letterbox window to the back.
Yep.
Right, so you thought before, like I said before, we're having bifolds here and a metre wide window there. So what we've done, I don't know if Adam can see, we've temporarily put this over roof. Obviously it's temporary because it's, you know, we're trying to keep the building dry. Like I said, at this time of year, if you can keep it dry from the start, it's going to take less time to dry out. So what I've done, I've made this temporary post here, which is plumbed up, and above that is carrying the steel, and this lintel as well there. I don't know if Adam can see that. I made a double lintel which will span over the glazed panel as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop a 6-inch square post in there, and we're going to get a metal pressing to cover around it in anthracite, because obviously all the doors are going to run this way. It's 4 metre span, so we will be doubling up these roof joists and bolting them together as well. But that's for another day. So that's your building gone up. That's your concrete pad down as well. Like I said before, we've extended it, and I'll just show you a little detail we've done there as well. So obviously we're putting a 66 post in there. So what we've done, I've dropped a threaded bar down in there in some concrete, and when that concrete's gone off, I'll just wind them nuts up, bring that washer up, and that will take the weight of that post, which will take the weight of the roof and the steel as well. So that's that basically. We're going to wrap this one up for the weekend. Don't forget, if you want some raffle tickets, we're running this Christmas raffle now. Every single penny raised goes to charity. I think we've raised over £4.5 now, so it's doing well, but I do want to hit 50 grand. There's over £4,000 in prizes and some really good prizes, and tickets are only £2. There'll be a link in the description. It's a legitimate company, raffle. They run loads of raffles. Your money's safe, your bank details are safe. Just get online and buy some tickets. And if you've gained anything from these videos, then do me a favour and just maybe even just buy 1 or 2 tickets. That'd be great. If you could like and subscribe and go for that. That's it basically. So I'll see you next week at some point, depending on which job we're going to be on. And we'll try and show you this roof going on as well, because it's going to be doubled up. Thank you.